everyone, and welcome. My name is Natalie. Welcome to Creating Your Vision Board, which is the fourth and last workshop that we offer through the Nourishing Your Mind, Body, and Soul series. It is one of four. The first one is meditation and mindfulness. If you haven't attended it or seen it, you can find it on our recorded events. And we also offer all four of these workshops live virtual as well. So there's a meditation and mindfulness, there's a self-care, there's a wonderful nutrition event, and then of course this one, vision boards. And I'm so glad that you're here. So let's get started. We're so pleased to offer you this free wellness services event, and we really welcome your feedback. Following the workshop today, if you could kindly take a moment to complete a brief survey, taking a picture of the QR code that you see here on your screen from your mobile device, or by clicking on the link in the description below. Let's take a look at the outcomes for our session today. So today we are going to learn what a vision board is. We'll then determine what type of vision board is going to work best for you. We have a few different options. We're going to understand the different reasons why vision boards can be helpful, identify your own personal goals, and ultimately create your very own vision board. What is a vision board? So it is a visual representation of your goals and dreams. It is something that is self-made. You will prepare it yourself. You'll gather all of the materials yourself. And the idea is that it's going to be a tool that you are going to use to stay on track, as well as to spark some emotions around the things that you want to achieve, some of the things that you would like to experience in your life. And some of these things take planning for. And so it's sort of like a visual bucket list of all the things that you hope to accomplish. Some of these dreams will be and goals will be immediate. Some of them will be a year away, many years away, depending on what it is that you're planning for. And it is a tool that only works if you work with it. So it is something that you have to go back to and look at each day. And it helps you stay focused on the things that are important and that you're working towards. And it also really helps us all stay accountable. So there's a couple of options for vision boards, and there are a few things that you may want to consider before you get started. More and more digital vision boards are being used because we spend so much time on our phones and on our electronics. So you can do a traditional vision board, meaning you can do pictures and words on a piece of paper or a board, and we'll go into more detail about that. Or you can decide to select a template or use Pinterest or make a collage on your phone and maybe save it as your screensaver. There are a few things that are available. There's some apps that are available. We're going to go into more detail about where to find those things, but I just want you to start thinking about what you think would work best or be best for you. You know, if you're sort of a tactile person and you like to see something and sort of touch it and it be organic and real and somewhere in your environment, like your bedroom or on your desk, you're going to look at a traditional vision board where you're going to find a canvas or a small piece of cardboard and start laying out those pictures and items on whatever background you select. If you're somebody that is just really likes information on your phone and you know that that's going to work better for you, maybe you're somebody who moves around a lot, maybe you know you're in the city and then maybe you're up north, or you have multiple offices, and so really you're the type of person that has things on your phone like your notes, and more everything is electronic these days. So really it's a personal preference. There's no right or wrong option or answer. I just want you to take a moment and think about which way you are going to create your vision board. And so again, the difference, right? So the physical vision board is, this is the cut the pictures out, glue them, attach them. You can use a magnetic board, a pin board, a canvas board. You know, I like to go to the dollar store and just get those white canvases with the wood around the back that you would do art on and just stick right to that. I like those because you can hang them up. They've got the border of the wood on the back, and you can hang them up in your room or in your office or a special place, maybe where you meditate. So that is the physical option. And then the digital one, like we talked about, is through an app or something that you would design yourself on your phone or on your iPad. Those are the two options that we're looking at here. The benefits of a vision board. So I've been vision boarding since camp, really, since I was a kid. But what we used to do was we used to get bottles, and maybe you've done this too, and we used to get glass jars and cut out all sorts of pictures and things that we saw in magazines, and then we would podge it onto these bottles and make these collages. And so I think when I look back, those were kind of my first ever vision boards. And then I guess in my 20s, I started doing one each year. I started, you know, one year I did it on the inside of my journal. Another time I was doing a course, and I did, I created it on one of the backs of my books that I was using at the time. And I really feel like it helps me see the progress that I've made. Sometimes it doesn't feel like we're making any progress, or that we're not achieving any of the things that we hope to. And when you look back on them, you start to realize all the things that you are accomplishing and all of, you know, your dreams that have come true. It's really, really cool to look back and see those things. Personally, you know, I think probably for about 10 years, I have put becoming a yoga teacher on my vision board. I really didn't think it would ever happen. And the first year of the pandemic, I had the opportunity to do my teacher training, and there you have it, you know, way later in life, just when I thought it wasn't going to be possible, it happened. And so this year is the first time I have a vision board that doesn't have that on it. And so it just goes to show you that it is absolutely possible to manifest and visualize and create the things that you want in your life. Law of attraction. That is definitely one of the biggest benefits of a vision board, right? You put your energy towards something, you visualize it, and then doors start to open and the path starts, and hopefully at the end of that path are some of the things that you are hoping for. It's a really nice way to be creative. I really like that part of it. I really enjoy magazines, and usually through the year, I just keep a big Ziploc bag in one of my drawers in my office, and I'll see things that sort of spark a feeling or an emotion, and I think, oh, that's going to be good for my next vision board. You know, I'll see a word or you know, something clever in a magazine that really makes me have a certain kind of feeling, a positive feeling. And then when it's time to take all of those pictures and items and things out of the Ziploc bag, I have this great collection of things to be creative with. Having a vision board really helps you keep your goals up front and center, so that you're not putting all the things that are important to you on the back burner when life gets busy or stressful or other things just are pulling at our attention. And again, yearly goals tend to be more achievable and easier to track when we have them to look at or look back on. So those are some of the most common sort of benefits of having a vision board. The process. I thought I'd break it down for us. It's always nice to have steps, because you can sort of collect the pictures and then not know where to start, and you know, and then you don't have your materials. So let's kind of talk about it together in a nice methodical way where we have these 4 steps. so that you can be successful and feel really good about your vision board once you've completed it. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to define some of our goals. This is going to look different for every person. And if you've done the self-care session with us, you'll already have done some of this stuff. You might have already started thinking about some of your goals or some of the things that you want to prioritize to take care of your well-being and your self-care, show yourself some self-love. So you already might have some ideas, but we're going to do a little activity around that. Then you're going to find your inspiration. So you're going to find that either digitally or you're going to find real pictures, pictures out of magazines. Last year, my vision board had a feather on it. It has, feathers have significant personal meaning to me. You know, I have found things at the beach or dried a flower. There's all sorts of really cool things that you can collect for inspiration so that you are keen to take a look at your vision board every day. You know, the whole idea of the vision board is to have it somewhere where you're going to reference it, hopefully once a day, at least several times a week, so that you can keep working on the things that are important to you. The next thing is to start mapping out your board. So if you're using a physical traditional board, so you're using a cardboard or a canvas or the inside of a book or a journal, you're going to start laying out your pictures and your items. And then you're going to start sort of the creation piece of it. And we're going to go into detail a little bit about how to do that successfully. And then we're going to talk about bringing your vision board to life, what we do once we have it all made. Let's take a look here at this wheel of life and wellness. Let's take a look and see all the different areas that we might want to be thinking about to set some goals, form some dreams around these areas of our life. So we're going to look at each one closely, and we're going to look at intellectual, social, physical, spiritual, occupation, our emotional goals, as well as our environmental goals. And we're going to look at each area of this of our life and start there trying to find or compile pictures and or items that are going to really represent some of those areas of our life that we may be working on. Now, we don't have to be working on all of these areas. This is just a tool for you to get started, to start thinking about some of the things that you want to do physically. Maybe you want to hike up a mountain, for instance, you know. Maybe you want to apply for a new job or find a new career or find a job for the first time, you know, depending on where you are in your journey. The emotional part of the wellness wheel is how you want to feel about things, right? Whether you're wanting to feel peace or if you want to feel motivated, you can look for those words. You can write those words out yourself on your board, and we're going to actually talk a lot about words in a moment. And then you want to talk about or start thinking about environmental, meaning maybe that's where you want to live. Do you want to move? Do you want to renovate? Do you want to go live in a different country? I mean, the sky's the limit. So this is just a little visual so that we can start really start thinking about what we want to create. So take a moment here and maybe jot down on a piece of paper some of these things. Looking back at the wheel, start thinking about all those areas of your life, and with a piece of paper or in the notes on your phone, you want to think about what you really want, what you will really want, not what someone else wants for you, what you really want. What do you want to achieve? What do you want to experience? What brings you joy? What do you want more of? What do you want to go find? What's possible? What is possible for you to accomplish this year? this month, next year, 3 years. Sometimes there's steps, right? There's things that we have to do to get to the goal. Why do you want these things? What's important about them? How's it going to make you feel? What will happen if you accomplish these things? What then would that open up for in your life? Where will that lead you? What would you like more of? What would you like less of? So start thinking about a goal or a dream in those areas, and maybe you can write them down and then find the picture that matches it so that you have this visual representation of all the things that you hope to manifest and have come into your life. Let's do an activity together. Wherever you are, I hope that it's in a quiet space. I invite you to just close your eyes here and take a few long, slow, deep belly breaths. And so breathing in all the way down past your navel, not just breathing into the top of your lungs here, taking some nice deep breaths, nice long spine, and then exhale really slowly if you can. It takes a little bit of practice. So just practice that a few times, just clearing some space, clearing your mind, opening up some space for creativity, some space to be able to focus on ourselves, which most of us find very difficult. We are inclined to make space and hold space and do things for others, but let's just take this moment together. Taking some breaths. Clear your mind, no judgment. Now I invite you to open your eyes and jot down any of those goals that you didn't have written already, or anything else that you might like to add. If you did that with me, that was mindfulness, it was meditation. Good job. Okay, step 1, define your goals. So before we begin creating our vision board, have a clear idea of what you want it to look like. Include your personal goals, which we've just talked about together. Think about what you'll be doing. Think about who you'll be with. What do you see? What do you hear? What can you touch? All these types of things when you're creating your vision board are going to spark a feeling, an emotion, which will keep you motivated to continue to work towards them, right? Really visualize how it's going to feel at that moment to get to that place that you've been dreaming about for so long. So the next thing I want us to do, and this is a recorded event, obviously, but when we do this live, we do a word cloud, meaning that all participants are able to select a word and we can see them all in one picture, which is really fun to see some of the selections of words that people are attracted to. So often, each year, I don't do a New Year's resolution because I've never really been successful. But what I do now is I select a word that will represent my upcoming year. And so this word can be anything. It should be a positive word or a word that has meaning to you, that keeps you motivated, or maybe it's how you just want to feel. Maybe your word is peace. Maybe your word is joy. My 2022 year is HER, H-E-R. It has a lot of meaning to me. I thought about it for a long time. My word last year was grace. Also a word that I just love. I love it as a name. It has a lot of different meanings. And so the idea of picking a word, and it's not something you have to do, but often if you can pick a word and use it as your anchor or your base of your creation, it's a nice place to start, to then start placing other things based on that word and what it represents and what it means to you. So it's just a suggestion. It's not something you have to do, but if you can find a word, I encourage you to incorporate it into your board somehow. Great. So we've thought about goals. We've talked about our words. We're getting ready to go and find all of our inspiration. So you want to select your images. There is no minimum or maximum. I have done vision boards that have been, the size of my phone, really. And then I've also done vision boards on big pieces of Bristol board. And then this year, I did something around this size. So what I actually did was I took an old picture frame that I had kicking around my house, and I took the cardboard that was inside the picture frame and I stuck all my pictures on the back of that. And then I put it back in the frame with the glass, and I have it hanging in my yoga room. So there's all sorts of different ideas. You want to also, at the same time, remember your why, or focus on your why. Why are you making a vision board? Why are the things that you want important? Right? What's your purpose? Where's the joy? Why are you who you are? So you want to start really digging deep a little bit here into who you are, what you want to experience, what you want less of, what you want more of. You want to feel this like excitement as you start gathering your items to get your board organized. And I mean, if you decide to do this digitally, sky's the limit. I mean, you could go on and on and on. There are so many beautiful photos that you can save and then put into your templates. Pinterest is just, it's a vision board in itself, isn't it? I'm a big Pinterester. I love it. It's visually appealing to me. I love that it has categories and it's very organized, and I can put all my selections in there. It's a nice place to dream. But I have thousands of pictures and probably about 11 or 12 different categories of things that I've saved. So it's too much. But sometimes I go in there and look for things to start getting inspired to create my vision board. So, if you're doing this digitally, know that you'll find everything you need. You might just have to narrow it down. And then if you're doing a physical vision board, a traditional one, excuse me for a second, just, you want to go through, you want to go through old magazines, excuse me, that you have kicking around, and you want to start getting your pictures ready so that when it's time to start mapping it out and gluing it down, you've already got them selected. If they're torn out, you can still cut them at the time, but you want to have your stuff ready to go. So this is our step 2. And so you want to be organized, right? You want to either have your poster, your canvas, your magnetic or cork board. If you're doing a physical board, if you're doing a digital board, you want to at least have some pictures saved. You want to know what app or platform you're going to be using, whether it's Pinterest, whether it's Canva, whether it's PicMonkey. So we're going to go through some of the other digital options in just a moment. If you're going to do paper and glue, you're going to have your scissors, you're going to have glue stick or glue gun. I find the glue sticks work best. I like that I can outline the edges and then use the glue stick to put down any edges that are sticking out. And then also, again, if you want to use stickers or fabric or any kind of organic items like I had mentioned before, like flowers or feathers, go ahead and get all of that stuff ready. Have a space that you can work. If you're doing it digitally, have all your stuff either on your computer, your phone, your tablet, whichever you've decided to do, and go into a space where you can be quiet and creative and enjoy the process. Making the board is half the fun. It's half the fun. For those of you that have decided that a digital vision board is your jam, the way you're going to go, I wanted to just direct you to this developgoodhabits.com site. It's set up as a website, but also like a blog, and you will see something specifically on vision boards, and then a long article almost about digital boards. And I thought that this was worth sharing because it had all the information in one place. Whereas when I was doing my research, there were bits and pieces of great ideas and information on digital versions of vision boards, but this had it all in one place. So really what you want to do is you just want to figure out what the best platform is for you. So it seems as though Canva is free and it is the most versatile and creative. So that's the first one that I will mention. Obviously, if you Google digital vision boards, you're going to get a whole slew of different ideas, but then you'll also see that people are trying to get you to buy their version. But Canva and Pinterest are free. It seems like people also really like PicMonkey, so I thought it would be worth mentioning here. And then there's also a vision board app. When you go into the App Store, on I have an iPhone, and it comes up Vision Board, just simply Vision Board. Also Viz app, so VISU app. There's a Vision Board app that I saw there that looked really quite wonderful, which was called Higher Self. It seems like it also has some other components there, whereas you make your vision board and then it's got certain alarms that will go off to around certain reminders and even timelines and those types of things. I looked at one also called Horizon, which looked very interesting. The vision board Perfectly Happy looks pretty magical. It looks like it's meditation, mindfulness, self-care, self-love, vision boarding all in one. I didn't see the price, but I think it was about $40-something a year. And I don't know that it had a monthly amount. So, you know, just think about what's going to work best for you. There's also board.vision for iPhone or iPads, and also PicStitch was also something that I read about that people had created some pretty wonderful stuff on. And if you're artsy and are comfortable with doing art stuff on iPads and stuff, I saw some amazing examples. So I just wanted to share that bit of information for those of you that are looking to do their vision board, your vision board, digitally. So I hope that you find that helpful. Okay, so mapping out your board. If you're doing a physical board, it is really important that you do not start gluing, taping, or pinning anything just yet. I really encourage you to get all of your material and then start placing things down before you start making any commitment of sticking them anywhere. And what you want to do is you want to think about the last year, and you want to think about you know, what you want more of, what you want less of, and you want to have a visual representation of where you're going and what you want to experience. And sometimes what happens is we start placing things and thinking that's where we want them, and we realize that when we start laying it all out, maybe it's not as upfront as you want it, or it doesn't look quite right here, or something's covering something over there. So just take your time here, okay? You might want to think about color. You might want to think about font and overall look and appeal. Do you really want it collagey, or do you really want it sort of artsy? You know, if you're doing a digital template, you have lots of options to pick: color, font, size, appearance, border, all that good stuff. So take your time and really create something you're going to feel proud of, something you're going to want to look at every day. Because if we're really working a vision board, we are coming to it every day, getting refocused, setting intentions, right? Taking a look at our to-do lists. If we have a really big goal that we want to accomplish, what are these little small steps each day that we need to do? So for instance, right, like if we want to go to Australia next year, then what are the things that we need to be doing today to make that happen? Do we need to find the part-time job, right? Do we need to start setting up, do we need to go start a savings account? Do we need to find someone to travel with? Do we need to look at booking a flight earlier? You know, there's all these things. These are just examples. Okay, so at this point you should start feeling a little bit excited and organized, and maybe have a picture in your mind of how things are going to go. Step 4 is about bringing your vision board to life. So if you are doing a physical board where you are gluing and cutting and that sort of stuff, then you want to start gluing your stuff down onto your boards, but don't do the edges because you may want to tuck things in. And then what you can do is, I like to use this glue here, and I get a very small paintbrush, and then I put some glue on my paintbrush and I just paint my edges with the glue, and that way everything is nice and flat. And you'll find that doing that also gives your pictures a little bit of a shine. Just an idea. You don't have to do it. It just works for me. It's just something that I've always done. Yeah, and so you'll know that you're done when you look down it and you're like, there, that's it, right? It's going to give you like a sort of feeling. You're going to feel like this is a really good representation of what I'd like to accomplish in the next year or few years or 6 months or whatever you've set for yourself as a goal. You want to look at it and it either excite you and or make you feel grounded. It helps you stay focused. Like all these things that I see here are things that have meaning to me. They're about my why. They're about my values, my dreams, my goals, my hopes, right? And then when you're happy with the final product, you can go back and start gluing down those edges that we talked about. And then, you know, if you are doing a digital vision board, then you just want to make sure that you have everything on the right angle and everything that you've wanted to include is there. And then of course you're going to want to save it. You might want to make it bigger. You might want to make it smaller. And then if it's on your phone, where on your phone is it? Is it going to be your screensaver? Is it going to be something that you're saving in an app or a file that you're opening every day, right? So just sort of think about those types of things. And then now what? What do we do? We've made this beautiful board, and now what's next? So you're going to pick a prominent place for you to put your board. And that's going to be different for every single person. One year I put it on the inside of my closet because some of the things that I was working on were sort of private to me at the time. And I knew that I would open my closet door most likely once a day. And so it was there to remind me to stay on track and to stay positive and don't give up. And so you want to be sure that if it's on your phone, then maybe you have it part of an alarm or part of your daily routine where you're taking a glance at it and referring to it on a daily basis. You also need to remember that it now takes some work, that these things that we have put on our phone or glued onto our board are not just going to magically happen. That sometimes they do, sometimes they magically happen, and that's great. It's a lovely surprise. But some of these things that we're working towards that take some extra effort, maybe have a financial component to them. You want to be sure that you're staying focused on the things that matter most to you. And that's what this vision board is all about. You're visualizing, you're manifesting, you're putting energy in, you're reminding yourself of who you are and what you are and where you want to go. It is pretty amazing what can happen when you stay focused on positive things. I know it's a hard thing to do sometimes. We've been through a lot with the pandemic. There's a lot going on in the world, but you can take a few minutes a day to look at your board and dream and focus on the things that are positive. It is just really good for all of us to have something like that. It's important that you believe that things can happen. And of course, you have to have patience. You know, sometimes we try things a few times, they don't work, and then we instantly give up or think, you know, it's never going to happen. Try to be patient, try to be positive, try to be grateful, and just keep hoping and keep working towards the things that are really important to you. So now the best part can happen. You can start manifesting and really focusing on what you have created on your board. Manifesting is not an act of creating something new. It's simply just realigning yourself with who you already are, with a clear focus on where you want to go. And so I just wanted to also share a great video with Oprah in it, talking about her vision board experience in the past and how she got so good at it, so great at manifesting, she doesn't even need a vision board anymore. So let's take a look at that.
Is it Jalitha?
Jalisa.
Jalisa.
Jalisa, pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
This is such a surreal moment for me because, Oprah, you're my vision board for
Am I?
2018.
Really?
And I am here, so I have manifested this moment.
Congratulations.
I have manifested this.
That's great.
So I am here. It is an honor. And, you know, I'm just curious, Oprah, at this stage in your career, and for you all as well, do you even have a vision board? And if so, what type of things are on it?
Wow. Yeah. Good
Oprah.
question.
Do you have one? I don't have one anymore.
Yeah.
No.
I do. I still have things I want to accomplish and things I want to do. I think there's so much more to do. And I think the great thing about life is you have so many chapters.
Yes.
And they got to be all different, too. You got to mix it up.
I want to run a marathon.
You do?
I want
Do
to
it.
before
I support you in that.
And you've done it.
I've done it. I support you in that. Everybody should do one.
One.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
should do
that.
one.
Let's do it, the Wrinkle in Time. We'll do a Wrinkle in Time marathon.
You know, but I don't vision board anymore because I am a powerful manifester, and I know that, and I know how to do it without physically putting it on a board. I know how. You know, you have to. You want to know how to do it?
Absolutely.
You have to meet the vibration. You can't be above or below it. It's just what I was talking about, negative energy, positive energy. In order to draw the thing to you that you want to come, you can't want it so much that you fear that you won't get it. You have to want it. So in order for me to be on your vision board, you must have put it there and then you let it go.
Yes.
And then you weren't thinking about it every day. Because you can't, it doesn't come to you that way. You have to do it, and then you have to put it, and then you have to meet that vibration. You have to prepare yourself to be there and
I hope that you have found this a little motivational, exciting, creative. Here's some closing thoughts, some stuff for us to think about before we end this session together. A vision board is a self-made tool. It is unique, just like you. No two people are the same. No two people have the same dreams. No two people have the same journey. It's yours. It's unique. So I hope that whatever you create is a product of really what you're hoping for. This vision board will help formulate, define, and maintain focus on your goals. It's a nice way to have all of these thoughts and all these wishes all out here and not really have time to think about them or put them on the back burner. It's a way to formulate them, define them, what's it going to look like, and then a way for you to focus on them. I know I keep saying it, but when you look at your vision board, particularly when you're just finishing, it really should spark a feeling of joy, of positivity, of excitement, of maybe courage, you know, some feelings that could also be a little bit scary, but also very exciting. I like to remind people, you know, that if you focus your energy on positive thoughts, you will have more positive experiences. This is something that I also practice regularly through meditation and mindfulness and positive affirmations. We all get off track in life. We're all very busy. We all have so much coming at us through our phones, social media, through the news, work, email, busy life, lots of stress, lots of expectation, lots of responsibility. So this is just a really nice way for you to take some time for yourself and remember the things that are important to you. I always like to remind everybody at the end of this workshop that you are worthy of dreams and good things, and that vision boards are a form of self-care. And so I really hope that whatever you create comes true for you. I really hope that you have enjoyed this workshop. This is a beautiful example of a vision board that I actually found on the internet. And when I present this live, people always ooh and ah about it. So I just wanted to finish off by showing an example of a physical, I guess it could be digital either, actually, vision board. And just close off with an example of something that was really creative that I had found. Wellness Services at Surrey Place offers over 100 in-person and live virtual events each month. To register, please visit mysurreyplace.ca. View our calendar of events and go ahead and create an account for yourself so that you can register for the free events that are of interest for you. We also offer many additional recorded events and hundreds of resources that may be of interest to you. Recorded events and resources are also available to view for free at a time most convenient for you at surreyplace.ca/resources. We invite you to join the Family Connections group by visiting the Facebook group on your screen here. The link can also be found below in the description. We really hope that you enjoyed this free wellness event. Please take a moment to complete a brief survey by taking a picture of the QR code that you see here on your screen with your mobile device, or by clicking the link in the description below. Thank you so much. Have a great day.